Okay. I gave Chris. Okay. Chris, yes, and today we're in Tennessee in Hamlin County on Cherokee Reservoir, and it's a parcel that we manage for natural resource conservation, and we're doing a prescribed using fire here today as a tool. Well, why are we using it as a tool is because Mother Nature used to naturally do this prior to European settlement, and we have established native warm season grasses that were here during the buffalo era. We are doing what Mother Nature would do, is we're using fire to help reestablish this plant community to offer benefits from a land stewardship perspective. There's two primary burn seasons in Tennessee, and one is the fall and the other one is the spring, where most of your prescribed fire work is done. But you can burn year-round based on your land management objectives. But we burn under conditions that are conducive to being able to control the fire with desirable winds, relative humidity, as well as your temperature. Here we're trying to enhance and restore native plants. There's two terms in the wildland fire community. One is wildfire, which is generally a human-caused fire in undesirable conditions, such as caused by arson or someone throwing out a cigarette or unnatural ignition, and then prescribed fire. So one of the indirect benefits of using prescribed fire at the right time or the correct time of the year or season is that you're reducing your fuel loading. So we as Americans, Europeans, have allowed the forest to become established in a lot of lack of management. So your fuel loading is excessive. So when there is a wildfire, the available fuel loading can be catastrophic. So an indirect benefit of this today is that we're reducing the fuels available. When a wildfire happens, it's generally when you have excessive winds or a front coming in. So we pay particular attention to the weather parameters, and we're taking weather here on every 30 minutes and announcing it over the radio, so we know the conditions on site. Within our natural resource management work on our reservoirs, we work with a host of partners, everything from lake cleanup events. So in this case, we're working closely with the Tennessee Division of Forestry to assist and help us manage the prescribed fire, because they have professionals, experienced, trained to carry out prescribed fire for private landowners. We work with a lot of different partners because we're all vested in a better environment. Mother Nature has created different physical conditions on our lands. It could be a mountaintop ridge or the direction it focuses, but there were native plant communities in selective areas. So generally speaking, if you looked at where your agricultural areas are today in European era, that's where your native savanna type communities were, because those were the fertile soils and they weren't in a steep mountainous land.
Go ahead, Tristan.
Still relative humidity of 48%. Still winds out of the northeast, 1 to 2 miles per hour. In the weather report.
They have an ATV drip torch. They're trained to use that, have specialized training for everything that we do, so we do it safely and we do it appropriately. And it's just an easier way to ignite a prescribed fire in certain conditions. We don't use it everywhere. There's certain slopes get too steep, but for grass burns, it's really easy, really good to use. It just speeds the process up. We've always had a good relationship, both with the forestry group and with the prescribed fire. But we're all about Tennessee. And, wherever we can work with a federal agency that is in Tennessee or has work that they do in Tennessee, that's a cooperator. And we always want to make things as easy as we can, as most cost effective as we can, and do the best job that we can for the natural resources and the people living in Tennessee, citizens.